Calvin. I'm Calvin. That guy right over there, right there. That's Garland. And you know why we're here. We're here to talk about the series finale of Snowfall. But before we do that, what's going on, Garland? How you doing,
What's
sir?
going on, man? What's going on, world? Boop, 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 boop. We back. I know y'all was missing this for like a couple weeks. Like, where they at? What they doing? I mean, last week we didn't even get to do fanboys because the weekend didn't want to let me be great. And so, we here though. We done made a special effort, and we wanted to wait until the season finale to go ahead and talk. And so here
The
we is.
series
The
finale.
series finale. Excuse me.
Yeah. Make sure it was all over with. We know y'all want to talk about it. Y'all been itching on social media all day. I heard people like, is it okay to talk about it now?
Right. Some people posted some stuff. I ain't want to post nothing because last couple of times I post something, somebody been like, "Yo, why are you giving the spoilers?
You can't be giving those spoilers away now.
I ain't watching yet. Why are you giving those spoilers?"
I mean, series finales are different because you got to kind of watch them when they happen. Because if you don't, then the show's going to be over and people ain't going to care about you because they got to get their feelings out. You know what I mean? People were chomping at the bit to talk about this one. We might as well jump right into it.
Let's do it. And so, y'all, it's the end of the era. The end of, I would say, probably one of our legacy African American shows, Snowfall. Now, set in South Central Los Angeles. As a matter of fact, the exact date, before this episode, I went back and watched the very first episode because I've been listening to one of my favorite rap artists is this guy named Sky Zoo. And Sky Zoo and this group called The Other Guys, they've done a dedication album to the series finale of Snowfall. And so if you want to find it on iTunes or one of your, whatever your streaming service that you use, is called The Mind of a Saint. And so they use some of the samples from the series and, some of the dialogue and stuff. And he's rapping in kind of like the voice of Franklin Saint, not sounding, with the same accent or everything like that, but it's a album that's kind of based on the series. And so, check it out. You'll like it. And so I didn't realize this. June the 14th, 1983 was the date of when the first episode was set. Okay. And so the FX series was the creation of director-producer John Singleton, who led the show until his death in 2019, 2 years after its premiere. The series follows a budding drug dealer, Franklin Saint, was played by Damson Idris, as he navigates selling crack cocaine during the 1980s crack epidemic, with stories of several characters whose lives and fates are intersected. And so not only do you have Franklin Saint, but you have Mexican luchador or wrestler Oso, El Oso, Gustavo Zapata. You have CIA operative Teddy McDonald and Mexican crime boss niece, Lucia Villanueva. And that was in the first season. And so the last two seasons specifically, they focused on Franklin's move to go legit. And but he faces a lot of challenges from within his family, with his auntie Louie and Uncle Jerome stealing his drug plug, who was Teddy, and then Teddy turning around and stealing $74 million of Franklin's money. Franklin's trying to go legit. And so, man, let's just go ahead and get into this last episode. And so let's talk about Franklin and Oso working together to kidnap Teddy and the KGB agent, and then them torturing basically Teddy to get this money back. And so the thing about Franklin that's always stood out for me is that he's always had a plan. And, he had this plan to get Teddy. He went to Louis like, look, yeah, I am the devil. You help me do this. I hope you get your stuff. They was ready to go. And so what did you think about this plan that they had hatched to get Teddy and the KGB agent?
It almost didn't work. Also got snatched up by the CIA. It almost didn't work.
Right.
It almost didn't work. But just like Franklin Saint, everything always comes through for him. And he was happy. Listen, Oso came just in time. Because Franklin was about to get that thing up in him. He's about to get that thing up in him.
Yeah.
Reed told him, don't even worry about it. It's just gonna put you to sleep for a little while. Like you lucky,
You
because
lucky.
I
You ain't
don't
gonna
even
feel
have to
this
put you to
pain.
sleep.
Right.
Yeah, I don't even have to do this for you. But yeah, Franklin, you're right. Ever since the very first episode, the beginning, Franklin has always had a plan. If it would going to see the RZA, because that's who played that crack deal that showing him how to cook the crack up.
Right.
Franklin has always had a plan, and he never let anyone stand in his way. And none of that was more evident than in this final episode or these final episodes. Never let anything stand in the way of his plan. He had a direction, and he was going in that direction, period.
Yeah, so Franklin, I mean, really, these last 2 seasons, he's just been on a mission. Get this money back, and he would go do anything to get it. I mean, he set his aunt up. He pulled a gun on his uncle. He's parlayed and partnered with his enemies. He's lied. He's done everything he could to try to get this money back, to the point of being obsessed with it. So, he gets Teddy. They go ahead and he goes ahead and tortures Teddy with some hot grease. Like I thought he was gonna put some hot grits on him, like he was Al Green or something. I get ready to say, my. I thought he was gonna do him like Al Green and grit him up, but he had the grease like boop boop boop. This ain't for no wings. This is for your chest. Bop bop bop. Hit him up with the hot grease and whatnot. And so he like, look, I ain't gonna give you everything. I'll give you half. And Franklin's so desperate. Okay, I'll take half. And they go ahead, and Sissy like, you gonna let him slide? You just gonna let him go ahead and get off? And first of all, he already playing grits and grease treatment. He already playing games with Sissy head, because Sissy, she's thinking about Alton. And how Alton is gone, and she wants revenge for this. That's why she engaged to see the KGB agent, because she wanted to get with she wanted to kill Teddy, because she believed that Teddy had killed Alton. But turns around, Teddy's talking about, no, I got him stashed in the prison up in Puerto Rico and all this other stuff. She's right, exactly. She believed, because I'm like, yo, if they pull Alton out, he up in the jail coming out like. I'll be real mad. And so they go ahead. He gets on the phone. He's about to make the transfer. Sissy like, yeah, tell me where Alton is. And he's like, bitch, I was lying.
Fuck you think?
Right?
Fuck you think this is?
They just said, my chest all burnt up. Get out of here.
I'm trying to get out of here. The fuck? Keep it moving, ho.
Get out of here. She goes back, pulls the gun. She busts them shots, and she murders Teddy, man. It's before he can complete the transfer of that money. And so, man, what Sissy has been a character that, this is kind of like, the mother who understands that her son is dealing drugs. She might not like it, but she liked that money. I was thinking about the character from The Wire, from the 4th season of The Wire. His father was Weebay, and he was out there selling drugs, and the mother was pushing him to go out on the corner, get a package, and all this other stuff. And so, yeah, Sissy, she kind of contributed to creating the monster that was Franklin. And so, what did you think about the end of her story?
So, first of all, I think people are talking about it now. I couldn't keep my eyes off that goddamn bump that she had on her face. Let's start
get that bump. Somebody say,
I didn't know if she was playing.
Naming, thank you, was naming. Yeah,
I didn't know if she was playing. If she was playing Sissy or the Wicked Witch of the West, because she just,
and it's crazy, she was in The Wire too. That's right, because
she was in The Wire. Yeah,
that was Stringer Girl. Well, she was one of Stringer girlfriends, but yeah, she was a Barksdale. She was D'Angelo's mom. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, man. But no, let me tell you something. Sissy had a plan. Also, Sissy was like, "Oh no, fuck that." Sissy went from the mother that didn't want him to do it.
Right.
To the mother that conformed and started using his money with him, to the mother that became part of the organization, to the mother that backed off slightly, that thwarted his plan, and then she became Afani. She became Tupac's mom in there. She all in the courtroom holler, I am guilty, but so is the government. They done put drugs in. Dear mama, That's what Franklin,
Right.
Franklin was in, which is coming out, I believe, it's this
Right.
weekend.
They've been advertising it like
Oh my
crazy.
gosh.
Please watch that.
Please
Okay,
watch it,
FX.
because if y'all don't, Tupac gonna come back. He gonna
I'm
come
going to
back.
roll on my enemies.
But nah, man, I wasn't mad at Sissy. Her form of protecting her son. uh, you're a little off now. You know what I mean? You
Hmm.
didn't help him build this empire. Now you're trying to pull back. And now you're looking at Lee as your son, of course. I
Right.
love Lee. You looking at Wanda as the kids that you kind, I guess you wanted, but like you said, Garland, she had a hand in this. Like, sissy, you
Hmm.
can't, you
You
can't
created.
escape that. Yeah, you had a part of
Hmm.
this also.
Yeah, I think she had to be the worst mom next to Naaman's mom, in terms of the worst TV moms ever. Also, we said one also from the Shy. What's his face mother? She was the
Oh,
worst.
Kevin's mom,
Yeah, Kevin mom. So we got
Kevin,
a top three right there.
Kevin mother and his father,
Right.
Kevin mother and father.
Right.
Listen, let me tell you something. There has never been, so we all hated Reed this season because he
Right.
stole his money. There has never been a collective shift of hate as it was when she shot up Reed. Everybody was like, "Bitch, are you crazy? All we needed was 5 more seconds.
Like Franklin
What
like,
is wrong with you?"
Mama.
Franklin was like, hold on. He can talk, read all dead and stuff. He was like the password. Hold
Like, Reed,
on.
say the password, Reed. Say the password.
Yo,
Reed, like,
we hated Sissy. Like, Sissy, all you had to do was give him 5 more $37 million. Sissy, what is wrong with
right.
you?
Right. To me, yeah. Come on. Sissy, you buying real estate, you living high on the hug, and now you all of a sudden you got morals because now if Franklin said, I'm gonna kill him after I do this, then you probably been like, okay, go ahead, get your money, then we're gonna kill him. But yeah, she playing games and stuff.
Somebody
And so
called her witchy poo. Somebody
which
said she had that atone. She did. She had that atone herself attitude.
right.
So now all of a sudden she want to wipe all the sins away by killing Reed.
Right.
Girl,
And her lips were unbelievably pink doing this. These, like, I was like, did they put extra pink lipstick on her or
why they gotta be unbelievably pink
something? They
though?
were, bro. They were so. They were pinker than some things, and I was like, "Oh my lord, why's her lips so pink?" But I'm sorry, I'm weird, y'all. I apologize. It just caught me because I know why, but it's because she's so dark skinned and it was so. I'm sorry, y'all. All right, anyway, I move on. It's me. It's not Calvin. It's me. All right, and so Sissy, yeah, worst mom ever. I think she beats Naaman's mom and she beats Kevin's mom as the worst TV mom ever. Let that man go ahead and get his 37 mil, then shoot Reed. And so
He
that
got a
part of it.
grandchild on the way. Let him get that money. Now,
Let's talk about her. Let's get to her.
Now, I really think what Sissy was doing, Sissy didn't trust Reed. Sissy didn't trust that Reed would
Mm-hmm.
let him walk away with the money, and he probably wouldn't. But like he told her, like Franklin always said, I don't give up. I don't
Right.
quit. Like, you just gonna have to show him. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're not just gonna walk away from it. You got to show him. He gonna
Right.
turn over every stone he can. So yeah,
Right.
Sissy messed that.
Yeah,
She literally messed
you
that
messing
money
up.
all
You've been there while he torturing the man. What's a couple more seconds, sissy? Yeah, but she in jail. She going hard. They took out, let the go ahead the perm grow out and whatnot. And so her and Lil Leon, they share a bond because really it's like Leon looked to her as a mother. I remember the episode where they were all high on mushroom juice at the wedding, at Louis and Jerome's wedding. Remember when they was all drunk off the stuff, and she was like, yeah, I love you as a son, and you should go to Africa and all that stuff. And so what did you think about Leon? Now, come on, Leon, this your man. Like Frank said, I put you in the game. You're the reason why. I'm the reason why you here. And Frank, he snapped and he started turning into like a little Reed himself, trying to get this money back. And Leon was like, nah, man, your mother did that for a reason. And I'ma support your mama. So I'm a dear mama, your mama. Even though you ain't dear mama your mama. Because frankly, he started dissing his mother. He like, look, you gonna be in here a long time. So you might just go ahead and sign the house over to me because you ain't never getting out.
Franklin leaned in and was like, look here, Ma, I'm gonna be real with you, Ma. You ain't never getting out, so you might as well just sign the house over to me because I can sell the house. I get this money.
Look, Mama, you ain't never getting out of here, Mama.
She was giving him the I eat ass face.
Right.
Yo. But
Mama,
Lee, let me tell you something.
Let's talk about Lil Lee.
I think he copped out on that. But let me build up to Lee. We talked about last season how Lee started making this transition. He started talking about Black empowerment and why are we doing this to our people. And I was like, he's either going to go one or two ways. He's either going to follow through with it or somebody's just going to kill him or whatever. But he seemed to follow through with it. Now, I'm with Lee. Now, maybe not for the reason he said when he was like, your mom wouldn't give you the money. I'm not going to give you the money. I'm not going to give you the money because I see where this is heading. You have nothing right now.
Right.
You're not going to be able to give me my money.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I might give him $1 million. I might give him something to help him out. I would give him enough to be like, forget all that other stuff. Take this money and go start another life somewhere else. You know what I mean? Just get out of this. Go move somewhere else and start something else going on. That's what I would have done. I wouldn't have totally turned my back on him. And I don't think Lee felt like he was turning his back on him. I think Lee felt like I'm helping you by not helping you with this money. Where in the end, we saw that, no one could have really helped Franklin at that stage where he was at.
Yeah, I think that Lee should have floated him a little something. I mean, because he basically saved Lee's life because I think it was last season or the season before that. Remember when Lee was killing everybody and he shot up the car and the girl was in it with the baby and everybody, man, boy, all that stuff. He got Big Man to take the charge for him and he worked it out. He covered for Lee, made sure Lee was straight. And so, Lee could have gave him a little.
He should have broke him off something.
Yeah,
that was his man.
Come on,
Lee. What I mean? Yeah, he had.
Come on, Lee.
Lee, what the fuck you mean, Lee? I made y'all.
Right.
But Lee had his goons step up. Lee had his goons.
Yeah, the goons. Einstein was behind him like
Frank hit the whole Denzel. He was like, oh, you motherfuckers. I see.
We'll put shoe program, Pelican Bay when I'm finished with you. Yeah, he definitely
I see. This how you gonna do me? Lee, this how you gonna do me? Get back here, Lee.
Right. Wait, homie, just leave. Yeah, they sure was around like, yo, you ain't gonna do nothing. Yeah, Frank had to go ahead and walk on out. Now, Frank is he broken, man, and he's snapping every which way to try to get his money. Now, first, he goes and snacks on our girl, Veronique. Now, Veronique, we thought she was the ops. Turned out that she wasn't. She was a ride or die. She was down there. I mean, and she still was riding or dying to the end, trying to give Frank some good guidance on what he should do. But Frank, he tried to look. Don't you be talking to nobody behind my back. I'm trying to get these dollars. Told her to get herself together, and Veronique said, "Oh, okay." She, like a black woman. Oh, okay, yeah, all right. You right. As soon as he went to bed, she went and got that 800,000 and rolled out. She's like, oh no, you right, baby. I'm gonna follow you. Yeah, go ahead, go lay down, get some sleep. As I head to the bank and get this money out. He go to the bank like, yeah, I want to go ahead, because I want to go ahead and get that money out and whatnot. And the dude was like, oh, Veronique already been here. She done cleared your buns out. You ain't got nothing like dollar bill. You got nothing.
Yeah. Franklin, they tell the money. Franklin was like, Uh, 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 excuse me, come again? What the
He almost started talking British. He's like, excuse me, mate. What?
I bet Franklin would. I bet Franklin bet he would have. I wish he would have met that soccer player and put everything in his mama name.
Right,
I
that
like
dude.
to put everything in my mama name. Cause Veronique, she got away. But
Veronique
somebody
got
said
them
she ain't ride
dollars.
or die. That's right. She was ride or get choked out. Cause as soon as she got choked out, that was it. It
She
was
dipped.
not ride or get choked out.
She dipped north like,
And
oh, okay.
she hit him with the black girl classic when he choked her up. And she said, "Don't you ever go behind my back again." She was like,
Yeah,
"Okay,
okay.
I
She
won't.
the black. I'm telling you, she okay.
I won't."
Go to
She
sleep. Oh yeah, go get your rest. Get your rest.
she should have said,
Mhm.
"I find it real funny how you choke me out when it's time for me to try to help you." But okay, I got you, boo.
Right.
Next thing you know, she was out with 800,000 and a baby. She was gone.
Yo, that
And
yeah.
then had the nerve to write him. Had the nerve to write him and say, you should feel confident in the fact that we doing well. He like, bitch, I'm a drunk. What he tell Lee all this fine chocolate and I
Right.
can't keep a bitch.
I can't keep them. Yeah, she got it. She was like, oh yeah, go lay down on her way to Harbor Bank, right down on Fayette. She was like, oh, okay. Pull right up on Fayette, park that thing
Nah,
right inside.
she down there with Killer Mike and them down there at Greenwood Bank down in Atlanta. Give it to the Black Bank.
Right. I'll take that, thank you. Yeah, man. That's crazy. Yeah, she broke them, and but then that wasn't the most broken part of the series finale. It was Peaches. We knew Peaches 2 seasons ago. I think it was the end of season 4. Peaches had stole the money. They couldn't find Peaches. They found out Peaches was an addict and stuff. The Peaches was shooting up, but they couldn't find Peaches. Peaches rolled out. I didn't know Peaches took the safe, but Peaches took, what did he take? 5 million, 3 million, something like that.
5 million.
Peaches took 5 million and dipped. Well, Peaches he left Pimlico and he went to dip in Woodlawn. Calvin.
First of all,
He left Garrison Avenue and went and lived up on Featherbed Lane. He wasn't gone far.
What kind of people is Franklin paying to look for Peaches?
Top
And he
Notch is
round the
horrible.
corner. He around the corner.
Top Notch, all you gotta do is catch the 28 to his house.
Exactly.
The M3, you would have got him.
Top Notch gonna come and be like, yeah, I ain't looking for Veronique no more. Nigga, you wasn't even looking for Peaches, apparently. He finally gave him, I got something you want. After all this time, Peaches, what you saw him on the bus or something?
Right.
You seen him in the Royal Farm or something?
Wait,
I mean, what?
Are you telling me he lived in Edgewood the whole time? He just dipped from East Side and went to Edgewood?
Living lavishly too. One like he was housed up in a crack house or an apartment. He was living large. He had land.
He had land, driveway, multiple cars in the driveway.
Hold on, real quick. Speaking of Peaches, we need a moment of silence for my man Miguel. Yeah, all Miguel wanted to do was crack the safe and go home to his family.
Imagine that. You in the office just chilling. Hey, Miguel, we got a emergency opening. Can you run it? Oh, yeah, sure. I'll take the overtime, Holmes. And Miguel goes out there. He's like, hey, Holmes, just take me a couple minutes, Holmes. I'll get in there.
He was like, I'm almost there. Then the other junkie come in, and Miguel started looking, and Franklin like, we'll be right back. Pop, pop, pop. Then Franklin gonna come in and be like, I'm gonna need you to open that safe. I'd have been like, whoa, son, hold on. Wait a minute. What happened? I ain't do nothing. So he was like, "How much
What I
money is it?"
do?
He was like 12,000. You knew Frank
12,000.
crazy then when he started laughing. 12,000. And then you gonna like put it in your pocket. I got kids, man. Put it in your pocket and go home. So he looked at him again and he gave him the approval. Yeah,
Right.
you can go in. He ain't even let him get out the living room. Just put him in the back. And Miguel ain't had to go down like that. Miguel,
Yeah.
he did the scream. He was like, Lima!
Yeah, he did Miguel wrong.
No,
He had to kill Miguel.
somebody said Miguel should have went out the window. You never
He
turn
should
your
have.
back on Ned Duano. The problem with Miguel was like Jerome told Gina and Pam, don't be standing there looking at the fat man. Just float.
Right.
He was walking. He was just a walk. He should have ran out that mud. Who walks?
Yeah.
Who walks out of
Miguel
there?
went to that. He looked at that window like, man, I shouldn't have tried that overtime, Holmes. I should have went straight home, Holmes. It's Cinco de Mayo, and Holmes celebrating.
See, no, Miguel should have code switched when he seen the junkie and heard Franklin shot him. See, when Franklin came in, he had that scared look. He should have been like, when he looked at him and said, I'm gonna need you to open, say, he should have just been like, hey Holmes, I'll open it. I mean, a man breaking your house, trying to get your money. What else are you supposed to do? You're supposed to kill him. So anyway,
Hey,
you're supposed to
I
shoot him. Yeah. You
I
got
see
it.
nothing.
Yeah, you got to be his friend. I don't see nothing. I come and do my job. You pay me. I leave. I don't see nothing.
I'm
Eh,
blind.
He's on the drug anyway. Don't nobody want nobody on the
Right.
drug.
Cause Charlie from South Baltimore from down Brooklyn shows up out of nowhere. Now, was that Peaches? Cause were they insinuating that Peaches was also gay in addition to shooting up?
So it's funny you said that because they always alluded to that in previous episodes that Peaches might be gay. I didn't get that from that interaction. I thought they were like drug buddies, so I didn't get the gayness. But I can see where you would get that. I can see where you get that.
Yeah. So, 3 people killed up in the house. First of all, Peaches a terrible shot. He was right up standing
Even
next to him.
even Franklin was like,
What the? Like Peaches, he was standing right next to him and shot 3 times and missed him.
Franklin couldn't even believe it, man.
Yeah, I was like, what's going on?
Oh, somebody said they thought Peaches may have had AIDS when he
I
was
thought
gay.
he
You know
may,
what?
yeah.
Yeah.
He was sick, and so
That's right. That's right.
yeah. So maybe that's why he missed them shots. I don't know. HIV took his aim, but he could not shoot.
They say it's the first thing to go when
It's
you
the first thing.
yeah, they well, it's not the HIV, it's when you take the drugs to try to help you. It was on the
Hold on.
commercial.
I gotta do the disclaimer.
One of the no, it was on the commercial with one of the drugs. It was like Resulta. One of the side effects is bad aim.
I want to say this.
Renexa.
The views being expressed.
Oh, it's Big Tarvy. That's what it is. Big Tarvy. The side effect of Big Tarvy is a bad aim.
Yo, they gonna shut us down. We put out information. They gonna have a thing a little crawl at the bottom of the broadcast. The views here are not accurate. We cannot allow. When people were putting these bad things on Facebook, and Facebook had to go back and put little things at.
Listen, I don't want Big Tarvy suing me for.
You've been better off throwing a gun.
I don't want Big Tarvy suing me for $787 million like Fox News.
Retract that statement.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, he playing that. It ain't true.
Big Tarvy is proven to give you great aim.
All right, that's a good boy. Somebody say he should have threw the gun at Franklin. That'd have been like the old days, when they were out of bullets, then they threw the gun at the person. So yeah, he might have hit him instead of them 3 shots out the 9. Now, as we move on in the story, everybody is they showing how they keep on moving ahead a couple years, and so all of a sudden the DEA agents show up all out in the country and stuff and come on up to the horse farm. And I was like, all right, they about to catch Louis because Louis loved horses. And of course, they there looking for Louis. Louis hiding in some manure up in the horse stall. What a fall from grace for our girl Louis. Now, it's funny, Calvin. I looked at like I said, I looked at the first episode before our broadcast tonight. And Louis was actually the person that put that put Franklin onto someone to buy the bricks.
Yep.
And so it was really Louis. Yeah, it was the lady. And so Louis always kind of was forward thinking in terms of, yeah, you could do this. She gave him the connect. And so really, she was the one there. Jerome just wanted to lift weights and flex and put speakers in people's car and sell weed. He ain't want to have nothing to do with coke. And so Louis, what a fall, man. She was living up in a mansion. They got the plug. They were just doing whatever they want to do. And now she hiding in horse manure from the DEA.
Yeah, somebody said they thought that agent died. I thought he died too, but if you remember,
no,
he was only part of the car accident.
Yeah,
it was the girl that got shot. The girl got shot at the door, so he was only part of the accident. But yeah, man, I didn't even know where they were going with that. They came in, and then when I saw her hiding, I was like, "Ain't that something?"
Poor Louis.
And all she ever wanted to do was just get some respect and be on top. And now you surrounded by shit, and you living off of somebody else. So that's something.
Well, the people must have loved her because they were covering for her. It's like, oh no, she was here a couple months ago, and she moved on. Someone that looked like that. Yeah, she was around, but she's not here anymore. And so,
she might have been a slave or a concubine or something like that. She might be, you ain't got no job. You gotta do something if you're gonna live here, ho.
Right. She doing more than cleaning the stalls.
Yeah.
And that man. Oh my God, we were on one tonight. And our boy Oso. Oso is back in Mexico teaching luchador or Mexican wrestling with the mask and everything. And so Oso, he made it out safely.
Made it out, yeah.
Good for Oso. And his wife and the kids, they are wherever they are. And he's trying to keep the distance, so the DEA is not going to track them down. And Oso's basically living his life, and he got a lot of cash when he rolled out. And so Oso is doing well, and so happy ending for Oso.
Yeah, he's like the Mexican. What's his name? The Mexican Vince McMahon. You know what I mean? Or the Mexican, he was teaching the wrestling, so he might be the Mexican Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
The Mexican Dream, Dusty Road, baby. The Mexican Dream, Dusty Road, baby. I'm here.
I'm telling you, Daddy. I'm down here in Mexico, and I'm doing it big, Daddy. I'm telling you.
I tell you, baby, when you get the running them around, you get the high. Hold on, let me go use the phone, baby. I gotta use the phone,
bro. Why was I on Facebook the other day?
Why the fuck you keep asking us that?
And somebody posted a reel of Dusty Rhodes playing basketball. They're like, "Yo, Dusty Rhodes had game. He hit like a couple jumpers. It must have been like a game where the wrestlers against each other."
I bet Dusty Rhodes could block out them dudes. He just keep them back up. Probably boxing the dudes out.
Yeah, so Oso's like the Ric Flair. He's the diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing gator. He's having a hard time holding these gators down. So, woo! So, shout out to Oso. So Oso made it out. And so the way it ended, and I kind of want to get into that because I do have a little issue with the ending. Okay. And Franklin, he tells Mel in the first episode that he's after freedom. He wants freedom. She's like, "Why are you doing all this?" He's like, "I want freedom." And he ends the series pretty much saying the same thing. He's free on his own terms. That's pretty much what he told Leon, that he called Yo-Yo. And so, to me, Franklin he was a kingpin because of his brain. Yeah, he killed a lot of people, but this is a guy who never drank the whole series. I never he didn't smoke, he didn't drink, but all of a sudden he's an alcoholic and he falls that far from grace. I mean, this guy had a plan. He was making the money, he was doing all these things, and I understand maybe it was a reflection of, you know, you don't always win at the end because, I guess all those things had to catch up with him, bodies, body here, bodies, so all of that caught up with him. But I really was like, okay, but that wasn't the way he was portrayed in the series. He has always been a person, even in the most intense situation. Like he almost got killed a couple episodes before that by Reed. He never lost it. And so why would he lose it and not, figure out, okay, I still got properties, I still got these things, I can go and do these moves, and maybe this will help me get back on top. It was just like once he did not get that money, he turned into a drunk, and then he just never recovered. And so to me, I don't know if that was necessarily true to who this character was over 6 seasons.
Well, let me give you my theory on all of it, and it actually has to do with quite a few characters, and I'm going to build up to Franklin. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to look at this, and first of all, shout out to John Singleton. You saw them filming the set. That was
Yeah,
the
that was
shout out to
shout
John
out to him.
Singleton.
Mm-hmm.
So but no, this was, so the way this ended was more like, I'm going to even go as far as say like some sort of Shakespearean or some sort of Greek tragedy. So let's
Sure.
look at the characters.
City
The one
graduate.
thing,
You had to go there with this Greek tragedy stuff. But go
well,
ahead,
no,
man.
no, you'll understand what I said. So
All right.
let's start with Sissy. So the one thing that Sissy always wanted, she wanted to keep her son out of jail. She wanted to make sure
Sure.
that they lived a good life and he followed a good path. And what happened? She ended up in jail. The
Mm-hmm.
one thing that Veronique didn't want, she didn't want to end up like her mother. She said, I don't want to end up with a child on the run, not being there for people because he's there for me. And what happened? She ended up with a child on the run, living,
Mm-hmm.
living on the run. Lee is probably one of the only ones that had a direction. He shifted and had a direction and went there. Oso also wanted his family, and he ended up well. If we look at gosh, I forgot his name already. So let me just jump. Oh, Reed. If we look at
Great.
Reed, what did
Mm-hmm.
Reed want to do? Reed wanted to show Franklin that he was the man. Like he said, I wanted to stick it to you. I'm in charge. And what
Right.
happens? He dies at the hand of someone in Franklin's crew, his
Right.
mom.
Yes, mm-hmm.
Now let's look at Franklin. Franklin, one thing he never wanted to do was end up like his dad. He tried
That's a
everything
great
to
point.
not end up like his dad. And what happened at the end? He ended up just like his father, an alcoholic. So I mean, I'm looking at it. I think the way they wrote it was just to basically say, this is a cycle. This is a
Oh,
never
most
ending
definitely.
cycle. And if you think about drugs back in the 80s when it came up, you had and I didn't even think about pizzas until you all said it. You had the guy with the AIDS, you had the
Mm-hmm.
murders, you had the alcoholics, you had
Mm-hmm.
the junkies, you had everything in there. Even when we think about Jerome talked about these young kids out here. Wow, they don't have no respect. And how did he die? He died off of some craziness from
Right.
these younger hustlers.
Right.
I really think the way they wrote that ending was more of a tragic scenario as opposed to what would he have normally done. I think they purposely did that with Franklin being an alcoholic.
Yeah, it's ironic now that you mentioned that in the first episode, after he goes, Louis takes him to the woman kingpin. She buys the key. They're driving back to the house, and his father, who the actor wasn't playing Alton at the time, it must have been someone else because it didn't look like him. His father was crossing the street, was drunk, and just looked like a homeless person crossing the street. And Louis looks up and they're looking at the guy coming across the street. And she says, "Do you want me to pull over so you can say something to your father?" And he's just like, "Nah, nah." And as they drive off, you see a tear coming down his face. And so, yeah, maybe it does. It wraps it all up.
Yeah, it brings it all
into,
full circle. Yeah.
all full circle with that. Someone mentioned Lee and Wanda won, and I think that's great. I'm glad. That was one of my concerns, was that Wanda would end back up on the pipe. And so allegedly, they're talking about it's going to be a spinoff of the series. They're thinking maybe it might be Lee and Wanda are going to be the spinoff characters. He mentioned something about one. I never knew Wanda sang. And so,
well, you heard Franklin, get the fuck out. You shitting me.
Franklin, like, how she doing? Like, yo, they still be disrespecting Wanda, something terrible. Now, the last time you saw Wanda, she had her life. They be killing her.
They be killing Wanda.
The first time we saw Wanda, she was respectable. She was off the stuff, but he's like, yeah, I get girl Wanda. She's still doing my thing. Like, yo, why they gonna do that to Wanda? That's a shame. Wanda
already got her own spinoff. It's called P-Valley.
Yeah.
If you didn't notice, there was a video on TikTok. Go back and watch Jerome's funeral. Guess who's in the
oh my God. Our boy.
Yeah, from P-Valley. I can't remember.
From P-Valley. I can't remember his name.
He's at the funeral.
Uncle Murder's boyfriend.
Well, he's uncle. It's just
he's
Murder.
Uncle. Murder's boyfriend. Somebody.
Yeah.
Uncle Cliff. Cliff's boyfriend.
Cliff is at the funeral. He's at Jerome's funeral.
Well, from what I understand, Cliff played a character in Snowfall. He's like Louis' uncle or something. So that's why he was in. Okay. Yeah, this is like one of the earlier seasons. And so so Uncle Cliff, he actually did have a role in Snowfall. Okay. And so like I said, overall, I thought it was a great series. Like I said, I did kind of struggle with this, Franklin falling off the cliff, basically. He didn't get what he wanted. He just snapped. And I thought that, like I said, I thought it was out of character. But, you brought it back in for me in terms of this cycle of continuing with that and everything. And so, any of your final thoughts about the series?
Wait, man, who going to be at Safari on Sunday night? Not Uncle Clifford.
Uncle Cliff?
Ain't nobody going down there to see Uncle Clifford.
Somebody going.
Road number 525. I am not, I repeat, not going to see Uncle Clifford.
Yeah, Katina ain't letting your butt go down to no clubs. Safari.
Right. And here April Watts down there. Clifford!
Right.
Her yelling. Yelling all night long.
Yelling all night. I went to one time she was at Sizzle on Route 40. It's not too far from my house. And she screamed the whole night. I was like, oh my God.
And no shade to April.
This gotta sound worse on the radio.
April Watts. Yeah, shout out to April Watts. I think
she watch this?
She's a great personality. No shade.
But she
do be yelling all the time.
Yeah, I was on a board with April Watts, so I actually met her. I was on the board of a nonprofit with her. She's actually, she's a pretty nice woman and stuff.
Definitely no shade to her. But she do be yelling. she be yelling.
She's no LaDon Black. Hi, LaDon. How you doing? We missed you. I missed you last week. We missed you last week and whatnot. So, yeah, she's no LaDon Black.
Good call. Good call, man.
She's no LaDon. She's
man.
No Love Zone.
You asked me about Snowfall. I think Snowfall is one of the better series that we've seen. Now I'm going to bring everything to our generation, so I'm going to put Snowfall up there. There's been a lot of comparisons. What's better, Snowfall or The Wire? I think Snowfall has the better actors. I think you and I talked about this. I think The Wire is definitely more realistic.
Better actors?
Yeah, absolutely. The better acting came in the Snowfall. Now, hear me out. You got to remember, when we're looking at The Wire, you got a Michael B. Jordan that was young. You got a Michael K. Williams that was young. You know what I mean? When you get into Snowfall, Franklin, Reed, Jerome, listen, they could be nominated for some Emmys. Those were some great acting.
Come on. All right. You give me them. I'm gonna give you these. I'm gonna give you McNulty, Bunk, and Bubbles.
and I will give you Bubbles, but you think Bunkin McNulty acted?
Oh, the guy that played Bunk. My
Yeah,
God, why?
yeah, he
Yeah,
was
he's
in
a
Tremor and all. Yeah, he was.
yeah,
That's my
he's a
guy from Waiting to Exhale.
yeah, yeah.
That's my guy.
Yes, I mean he's an out. I mean, come on, he
But no,
was
yeah, and
great as
listen,
the
Wanda
Bunk.
played a great crackhead.
Hmm.
The girl, the police officer's girl, Wanda's home girl at the time played a great. Listen, the better acting and the better story writing stays with, for me, stays with Snowfall. The show, the better
Wendell
reality
Pierce,
and the
thank you.
grittiness,
Y'all know we old. We don't know no names. Wendell
the
Pierce.
the better reality and grittiness of a show based in its own element and arena is definitely with The Wire. I'm going to choose The Wire if I have to choose a show,
All
but
right.
you cannot deny Snowfall was the writing and the
I'm not.
acting
I'm
was
not going to deny
amazing,
it. I'm not going to deny it. It
amazing.
was amazing, but The Wire is probably one of the top 10 shows of all time. Period. And yeah, I
Yeah,
mean
absolutely.
the
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
thought the writing, the storyline. They basically. I mean, shoot, they took a whole season to talk about the docks and still tied it in together
Season.
with all of this stuff. They took you went from a great first season to going to the docks to talk about white people and drug addiction, something we never talk about white people and the impact of the war on drugs on blue collar jobs and all this other stuff. And then they came back out, talked about decriminalization, and then they got into the school system. Where does it start? Where does Omar and the Barksdales and Marlo, where did they come from? So they went to the kids. This is where it starts. And so,
Absolutely.
yeah, I
The
think,
better show, the better reality and grittiness is with The Wire, no
okay,
question. Because
all right, we can
a lot
debate
of
it
that
all day.
Snowfall was unbelievable. Like some of
Hmm.
that stuff, like come on now,
Snowfall,
really.
I'm not going to deny. Snowfall, great stories, great acting, both stellar series. I wouldn't put them, like I said, a lot of people want to put them in the same class. I don't necessarily will put them in the same class because to me, The
Yeah,
Wire was more so a commentary on uh, of what happens when great American cities are overrun by drugs. You have a loss of jobs, blue collar jobs, and you have a poor school system, and the approaches to fighting drugs don't work, and so with decriminalization work, and so I thought it was more topic relevant to real life, like you were saying, versus I mean, Oso and Sissy shooting a CIA agent.
yeah. Some of it just
Yeah,
got a little unbelievable.
yeah, got a
Somebody
lot.
basically said the Wire was there so Snowfall, the Wire walked so Snowfall
So
could
welcome.
run.
There you
Basically, that's what
go.
they said, which is
Thank you.
absolutely true. Which is
Thank you.
absolutely
Thank you.
true.
Thank you.
You got anything you want to share with the people before we get out of here? Any
I do.
words? Anything?
I do. Um, Last week, we saw a white homeowner shoot a black teen who went to the wrong house in Kansas City. And he's now going to face 2 felony charges. If you don't know the young man's name, his name is, I have it right here. Oh my God. Ralph Yarl, Yarl. He's a black teen. He was 16 years old. He went to pick up his siblings and went to the wrong home. And the man there shot him several times. And amazingly, the 16-year-old is still alive. And for a minute, they could not find the shooter. And they did. He finally did turn himself in. And for those people who don't think we have an issue with race still in the country and perception of people about race and the impact that has, this man was scared of a black teen at the wrong house and didn't say anything. And as a matter of fact, it's being reported that when the young man was shot, he had to go to several houses asking for help, and none of them would help him. And the last person helped him, but they made him stand outside and wait while they called the police. And so Would this happen in a black neighborhood? A white man going to the wrong house and being shot by a black person because he's white? No. Um, I don't know what it is, Calvin, but we have a gun problem in this country. Every day we turn on the TV, someone's dying of gun violence, and we continue to have race issues in our country as well. And how do you solve them? How do you address them? I had a staff meeting the other day, and we were talking about this, and one of the persons on the staff brought this up, and she was like, how do we get to the source of the issues? We do a lot of work around black people and, talking and dialoguing. But she's like, how do we reach the white people? Because these are the people who are perpetrating the crimes, some of the crimes, who are perpetrating the issues in terms of race, in terms of being denied housing loans and being made to live in certain neighborhoods and not having access to capital and generational wealth. And so we got a lot of work to do. If I had the answer to that, I probably would not be here right now on this broadcast. I would be a very rich man. And so it's a lot of things. We need to do some work. We need to do some reconciliation. We need to do some reparations. We need to do a lot of healing. And so we got a ways to go. Maybe we might not see it in our lifetime, but hopefully we'll see something. And so prayers are going out to the young man and his family, praying for his recovery and praying for healing in the land.
Yeah, how does a 80-something-year-old man go not being found? How is there just a warrant out for him? So you
Right.
mean to tell me he's 80 years old and he can move around like Veronica and her mother? They can just move from place to
He was
place at
with
80 years
Peaches.
old? Like whatever, man.
Yeah, he was hiding with Peaches.
And it's also, we do a lot of things here. We talk to a lot of people. Everybody wants something to happen, but you can't get anything going like gun control when you have the people in power debating over gun control.
Right. Right.
We've mentioned this so many times that, and it's something that I heard, that I repeat a lot, that once they started killing kids and we felt like that was okay, there was nothing that needed to be done. There's never going to be anything done until
Exactly.
someone in power actually stands up and does something. Let me shift gears a little bit. Mine is real quick, and it's something that is just bothering me, and it's probably bothering me because I'm old now. I'm 51 years old. I live in a little quiet neighborhood, and y'all 15, 20, 30-year olds, and even some of y'all 40-year olds keep driving down my little quiet street with your loud ass music. Cut that shit down when you come into my block. If you on the main street like a Harford Road or a Bel Air Road, Northern Parkway, blast that shit. But when you drive on someone's little street, turn that shit down. And if you driving on somebody's little street and you there to pick up somebody, all I hear is do do. And then when you open the door, fuck that bitch, fuck that nigga. And then when the door closes, like, yo, you ready? Yo, cut that shit down. Cut your kids down. And when I say your kids, again, I'm not talking about your little babies. I'm talking
Right.
about your 20s, your 30s, your 40s. Stop playing that loud ass music in my neighborhood. And have some respect when you go pick the girl up or the guy. Cut that shit down. Listen. Nobody want to hear that. Here I'm trying to watch Snowfall last night, and all I hear is boo, 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 boo. Then the door open again. Yo, fuck that. I'm gonna give him this ass and this and that. And then I hear, yo, I'm gonna holler at you tomorrow. All right, Joe. The fuck? The fuck is going on? Who said that was me at one time? You
Yeah,
damn
I was
sure,
going to say
you
it was
damn sure
you.
right it was. I used to have this little green Jeep, and it had my license plate said Papa Bear, and I used to be playing
Stop, yo.
Jay-Z, the
Let's
life the
prepare.
life and the blueprint,
Yeah, the
Jay-Z.
blueprint.
Another one was DJ
Volume
Clue. I
one,
used to
volume
rock.
two.
I used to rock DJ Clue. I used to rock all that shit. But what I didn't do when I got in somebody's neighborhood, I would cut the music down. Now on the main street, you getting all this. And if your little daughters are at the bus stop, I'm leaning over looking at them, and I might just pick them up. But cut that that shit down when you get in my neighborhood. I'm in an old quiet ass neighborhood, and here you come with your little motherfucking party and shit in my shit. Hey, cut that shit down.
Did you get up and look out the window and see who it was?
That's the thing.
Was you like
That's
the
the thing.
father from a house
My
party? They out here playing this Public Enema.
Listen, this is why it's so loud. My room is in the back of the house. They was in the front of the house, and I can still hear that shit clearly. Like, y'all, what are y'all doing?
Leave them people
Shit.
alone.
Who said that's how I used to pull up to the softball game? Mind your
Mhm.
business. We're not even talking about me nowadays. That's another thing. Y'all so quick to talk about a past. I'm reformed. Now I listen to podcasts, sports, and R&B.
Why is that music so
And I don't even
loud?
play it loud. I will tell you a secret, though. I will tell you a secret. I always know when my wife comes home because her windows are up, but I be here boom, 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 boom inside
So
the car.
when she opened her car door, do you hear? I'm a fuck up like
She cut it down when she opened the door. But I hear it. She'll think I hear that shit. I'll be like, can she hear? I test her every now and then. I'll be like, Katina. And if she say, huh, then I'm gonna be like, you need to cut that shit down. But she responds, she don't say, huh, she looks, she be like, what you want?
Yeah.
So
I'm like you. When I turn into my development, I do turn it down. You know, I keep it loud on the highway.
Thank you.
But once I turn up into the land of McMansions, I be like, yeah,
thank you.
That's a little bit and stuff. But nah, I loved it loud when I was young, boy.
Shit.
Some terrible language coming from that Geo Tracker.
Not a Geo Tracker.
I had a Geo Tracker. Boy, day like today, I'd have took that top off, threw that thing in the back, went riding.
I'd have called out work today. I'd have rode by the subway downtown because that's and in front of the arena because that's where all the chicks hung out getting off the buses. Anyway, hey, we thank y'all for joining us. Don't forget to join us this weekend with our fanboys. With our fanboys podcast, we got a lot of sports to talk about. We haven't done it in a couple weeks, so we got a lot of sports to talk about. We got
hopefully the Warriors win tonight. We ain't gonna have too much to talk about if the Warriors don't win.
Man, they down 2-0. I thought they went to for whatever reason. I thought they went to 4 games in the first round. I thought they were best 4 out of 7. I thought they changed
it is best. It is 4 out of 7. And so I mean, if they're down 3-0 tonight, they ain't gonna win the series.
Yeah, that's true. That's true too. But make sure you join us this weekend for the podcast. Yes. And this is our last broadcast for Snowfall. We gotta figure out what we're going to do next. We're thinking about doing some reviews and stuff.
Yeah.
We're thinking about definitely doing some reviews for crab cake. We've been talking about this crab cake battle.
Yeah, the influencer. Did you see the one of the lead stories on the Baltimore Sun?
It was 2 crab cake.
Calvin hates on this crab cake.
I do not hate Box Hill. I do not hate Box Hill, but I think they are not as good as all y'all. The only reason people think Box Hill is so good is because it's out Harford County, and it ain't nothing else out Harford County to be excited.
Whoa, buddy!
Nothing else out Harford County. I said it. Harford County is not Baltimore. Y'all try to act like y'all so hard out Harford County.
Where you gonna get ice cream at? You know all these dairy farms out here with their own creameries, boy. It's ice cream central out here.
So you claiming creameries? That's what you claiming?
I'm claiming crab cakes. I'm claiming these farm. The table joints is real good. See, you know what? I'm gonna have to get you out here because I'd be scared to go somewhere in Baltimore because you just don't know.
I'm good. I'm good here in Baltimore. Harford County got one thing, and they love. Oh, Box Hill is the greatest ever. Box Hill pizza.
And Box Hill, personally, my wife don't. She like Fortunatos. Fortunatos is out here. You think Box Hill crab cake was big? You need to see Fortunatos.
First of all, I don't think Box Hill crab cakes are big. I think he had 2 crab cakes smushed together in a sandwich. By the way,
somebody said Box Hill was overrated.
Thank you. Timbuktu. I've already told you Timbuktu is my favorite.
Timbuktu has no terrorist crab cakes out there. That's terrorist crab cakes.
Timbuktu has been overtaken by Jerry's and Bowie. Jerry's Seafood of Bowie
has this crab. He going all the way to Bowie. to get a crab cake. He a snob, y'all. He a crab cake snob.
But you'd rather me go all the way to Harford County?
I mean, it's not far from me, but I mean, I'll bring you one.
Y'all heard him say when he turned down McMansion Lane. Anyway, we'll figure out what we're gonna do when we start broadcasting again. Hey, we definitely thank you for joining us. Once again, this is All Things Black with Garland and Calvin.
Timbuktu, them terrorist crab cakes.
Mr. Harford County Box Hill Crab.
Okay, I'll go with Papa's and I'll go with Coco's. All right, no Jimmy's. That's racism crab cakes right there.
Keep Jimmy's. Keep Jimmy's. I like Papa's, but Coco's is bland. Coco's doesn't have enough seasoning, and they're way too expensive not to have seasoning.
And Jimmy's,
but they are big. Coco's does have big crab. Yeah. Anyway,
Jimmy's a MAGA crab cakes. If you like MAGA crab cakes, go to Jimmy's.
Only thing Jimmy's got going on is that they Ravens fans, but other than that, you can keep Jimmy. Anyway, I'm Calvin, Mr. Harford County Box Hill Crab Cakes over there.
Box Hill.
That's gone. And they
need
not even call Box Hill Seafood. They call Box Hill Pizzeria. You tell me.
The crab cakes is the draw.
If crab cakes are your best thing, wouldn't you be called Box Hill Crab Cakes? Anyway, until next time, we'll talk to y'all later.
All right, y'all.
All right, man. Later, Garland.
Go to Mr. K's Crab Shack and get your crab cake in Baltimore. I don't know, you go get a crab cake.
Jerry Seafood of Bowie. Get that